Welcome back to another episode of Carson's Aquatics. Today, I got another fish rescue for you guys. So basically a few weeks ago, I went into a local PetSmart looking for fish for another video, and I saw a one-eyed koi fish, and I almost bought him right then and there. But I was like, no, that's not what I'm here for. If he's here again next time, I might get him. And then I went back to that same store like a week or two later, and he was indeed still there. So that's where this video is gonna start. I hope you guys enjoy this one, and thanks for watching. Alrighty guys, so luckily PetSmart did still have our one-eyed koi fish. There he is. And they put a lot of water in this bag. I mean, dang. Yeah, the guy looks super lively. I mean, look at him. You wouldn't even be able to tell he only has one eye. They said they've had him for about 2 weeks. I did see him a couple weeks ago here and thought about getting him. Saw him again today when I was looking for fish for another video and had to pull the trigger, so we are gonna get this guy home. I'm still deciding where I'm gonna go with him right away. I think I do want to quarantine him for a little bit and then we can put him in the pond. And if it's too cold for him to go in the pond whenever he's ready, then we might just keep him in a different tank until it warms up a little bit. But yeah, either way, I'll see you guys at home. Alrighty guys, so we are back down here in the fish room. We've got our koi right down here. He's still doing great. And on my way in, I did feel the pond water just to see like if it's still freezing cold, and it is. And I don't really just want to put this koi straight into a freezing cold pond and just have him like hibernate immediately. I don't know, I feel like he wouldn't be able to handle that. So we are going to quarantine him down here in the fish room. We are going to set up this other 10-gallon tank right under the 125. We pretty much just got done setting this one up, and a little update on our blue crawfish. He is still just doing great in there. He loves just hanging out under the driftwood. We'll probably try and feed him later. So we are going to start filling up our quarantine tank right here. We've got 2 5-gallon buckets of clean, brand new water. We're going to start pumping that on in. Alright guys, so as you can see, our quarantine tank is at the level I want it to be at. I left a little bit of space from the top just so our fish does not jump out. While I was adding in the water, I did add in our water conditioner and beneficial bacteria starter. So this water is good to go. So we're going to get our new one-eyed koi fish in there to start acclimating. Of course, he is only going to be in this quarantine tank temporarily, just long enough so we can make sure that he is completely healthy, doesn't have any kind of diseases. Then when he's done with quarantine, we will either put him in the pond, like if we get a nice little span of warm days and the water's warm enough for us to put him in here, we'll do that. But if not, then we'll just put him in another tank, probably my 55. So that's kind of the plan for this guy. But right now we are going to let him acclimate for about 20-25 minutes, and I'll see you when he's done. Alright guys, so our koi still has about like 5-10 minutes left to go to acclimate, but might as well do some feedings while we're waiting. So I'm going to get the turtles lunch prepared. So this bucket is for Junior and Toby. That should be good. And this one is for Midas. You want to put a good amount in there because he is almost completely blind. We are going to grab him and put him on in the pitcher. And now we're going to grab Toby. Go ahead, buddy. And we got Junior here as well. Junior's always pretty chill whenever I pick him up. He knows he's about to get fed. And we'll give them a little bit of time to munch, but now we are going to just drop in a few pellets for Ike and Bruce. Just a little snack. And, oh, okay, there it is. Oh, we can go ahead and feed the blue crawfish. I don't think I've showed that really on the channel yet. And these little algae wafers are all I've really gotten him to eat so far. So we're just gonna stick with what works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. As my grandpa once told me. So we're just going to drop that right in front of, okay. Try not to spook him too much, knock that down. What else should we feed? Let's feed the 55. And there we go. And I think I might have mentioned it earlier. I'm hoping to move these guys to the 75 here in a few days. I think all these guys are at a big enough size to where the fish in the 75 should leave them alone. And you guys should be seeing, you might have already seen that by now. That's either the previous video or the next video. But yeah, it's gonna be really cool, so stay tuned. And then one last little update before we put our koi fish into the quarantine tank. The little baby convict cichlids, here they are. This big one right here, front and center, that is Killer Junior, because he is the biggest one. And yeah, these guys are all doing really good. I'm hoping to also move these guys to a bigger tank here pretty soon. We are going to be doing another phase of reorganizing here in the fish room, but I won't get too deep into that right now because we do need to put our koi fish into his quarantine tank. So we're going to grab him out of here, and I'm just going to go in there and grab him with my hand. I think that's the easiest way to do this. So got him right there. Look at how chill. Okay, never mind. And there he goes, one-eyed Willie into the quarantine tank. He looks good though. Other than his eye missing, he looks like a perfectly healthy koi. His colors are honestly pretty solid too. The only like plain white fish I have out there is that goldfish that turned white. So that'll definitely be a cool addition to the pond. just like an all silver / white koi. Can't wait to get him in there, but he does need to quarantine for a bit and maybe just stay down here in the fish room until it warms up. And yeah, this video is probably gonna be like over the span of at least a few days, possibly up to like a week. Just a second ago, I did actually feed the new koi like 5 minutes after putting him in the tank, and he did eat, and I did get a little clip of that on my phone, so I'll roll that real quick. So that's a great sign that he's literally eating minutes after being put into the new tank. And yeah, I don't really know when I'm gonna see him next, but whenever it is, I'll see you then. Alright guys, so it has now been 10 days, I believe, about a week and a half later now. And our one-eyed koi fish, Willie, is still doing great here in this quarantine tank. He's been eating great, he's looking great, he's acting just fine. And he is now at the point that I'm confident he is completely healthy, no diseases or anything like that. So he is ready to get out of that quarantine tank, but it is still too cold outside to put him in the pond. And it's probably gonna be for at least another month. So we are gonna wait to move this guy into the pond until we like get it up and running for the season. But today he is gonna be going in the 55-gallon tank because that tank is completely empty now. In the last video, we did move the smaller cichlids out of that 55 and into the 75, and we'll probably check up on them here in a second. So Willie's going in the 55, and then also joining him in that tank is going to be our goldfish that is currently in the turtle tank. He's back there in the cave right now. You guys might be able to see him a little bit. Junior's trying to block our view. That goldfish eventually will also be going into the pond. We'll just put him and Willie in at the same time. But right now, like I said, they are going in the 55-gallon tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoop Willie out of his quarantine tank and get him into this bucket, and there we go. And now I'm also gonna grab the goldfish out of the turtle tank. Got him right there. And now we are gonna acclimate these guys to their new tank. And to do that, I'm gonna get a scoop of tank water and add it to their bucket. And I'm gonna do that every few minutes. And then here in about 15 minutes or so, they will be ready to go in their tank. So I'll see you then. Alrighty guys, it has been about 15 minutes. Our fish are ready to go into this new tank. So we're gonna go ahead and put them in there. Got our goldfish right here. And there he goes. I actually don't think I've told y'all where I got this guy. A friend of mine is actually a school teacher, and one of his coworkers had this guy and needed to rehome him. So he asked me if I wanted him, and I said sure. And I've been planning on putting him in the pond, but I did get this guy in like the middle of winter. But he will be going in the pond this spring, as well as one-eyed Willie, who's going in the 55 right now. And there he goes. He really is a beautiful koi. I mean, he's just that pure white color. I absolutely love it. And I'm sure that he and the goldfish are gonna enjoy their time here in this 55. So yeah, now that those two fish are in the 55-gallon tank, there are a few things I wanted to update you guys on. First of all, our electric blue crayfish right here. A couple things about this guy. First of all, I did choose a name for him. The name I chose for this blue crayfish is Neptune, which I believe is the Roman god of the ocean, I'm pretty sure. But I just think that's a super cool name. Like right when I saw that comment, I was like, that's the one. And if I can find that comment, I'll have it right here. So shout out to this person. But yeah, also I did finally get Neptune to eat a live worm. It took a couple tries, but he finally went for it, and I will be rolling that clip right now. It was super cool to watch him eat this thing. Like he absolutely devoured that thing. He was ripping it up and swallowing it. You guys will definitely be seeing a lot more crayfish feedings on the channel. But yeah, lastly, I want to do one little update on the 75-gallon tank. In my last video, we added some new fish to this tank. We added the 3 cichlids that were in the 55, and we also got a few silver dollars, along with a Pictus catfish who loves hanging out under the driftwood right there. And that Pictus catfish doesn't really like the pellets that I feed the cichlids. So a few times a week, I drop in bloodworms and brine shrimp, and we actually are doing that right now. Let's see if we can get the catfish to come out. And yes, we can. There he is, absolutely munching. I absolutely love having a catfish down here in the fish room, and this guy will definitely not be the last. In fact, I'm thinking about getting another one really soon here, either for the 75 or the 125. I'm thinking about getting a red tail catfish, guys. I know they get like multiple feet long, but we do have a 125-gallon tank. He can stay in there until he's about a foot long probably. But then later this year, I am hopefully getting my own place, so we could set up like a massive pond, maybe a pool pond for him. So let me know if you guys want to see a red tail catfish on the channel. I know I definitely want one. But yeah, other than our Pictus catfish, all the other fish in this tank are doing great as well. I mean, pretty much all these guys are looking the best they ever have. The green terror's colors are looking really good. Along with the firemouth, his colors finally lightened up. He was super dark for the longest time because he was fighting with Kobe. But after adding all these other fish, that completely solved that aggression problem. And then I did actually go back out looking for more silver dollars for this tank, but everywhere I looked, they were out. So we're just gonna keep an eye out for those guys. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you guys today. And today's comment of the day goes out too. And if you want your comment to be the comment of the day in the next video, all you gotta do is drop a comment down below, and that could happen. And if you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Get it going.
It is going.
All right.